So when we first started like the adoption process, it takes a little bit before it becomes real. It's not like there's, her belly starts to grow and you like see that. So
I think when we first started the process, it was so much paperwork. It was like I made it my job every day to spend a couple hours a day, do the home study. The home study took us a long time. We had more hoops to jump through. So I think it started becoming real when we got matched.
And that's like when it really, that's like when it really hit. And I think that's really emotional for both of us.
And you almost like can't breathe for a second. You're like, oh my gosh, like really? Like it's really happening? Because part of it, you're going through the process and you're like, okay, the phone's never gonna ring. Like part of you really feels like it's never really gonna happen.
And got on the plane and walked into a hospital, and she was in her little bassinet at the nurse's station, and I knew immediately that she was ours. We got there at, 1 in the morning, I think?
Yeah.
1 in the morning, and we sat and talked with them for 2 hours.
So at first, when we first started our first adoption, we didn't know, like, do we want an open adoption? Do we want a closed adoption? Do we want a semi-open? Like, what's normal? What's not normal? Like, we didn't know. We really felt that open adoption was the way to go, which is obviously different than it was, 30 years ago, but we felt that it was the best thing for the child growing up, not having all those questions their whole life.
Open adoption is not co-parenting. Open adoption is the sharing of information.
One of my fears was that the adoptive parents would, not stick to their word and, end up closing the adoption and just, shut me out. I mean, I always say, like, you have to learn to love the adoptive family because they're going to be taking your place, and so I think that was really important. I mean, I can't envy them. I can't hate them, because it's like, then why am I going to give them my child?
When we first got married, I did want to have a child with my own DNA. But after we had Jackie, like, everything changed. Like, people say, do you want to have real children? Well, they are my real children. There couldn't be any more real than they are.